where troops of Operation Hardin K have rescued 10 students and teachers abducted during Monday's attack on a secondary school in Lassa, Askiri-Uba local government area of Borno State. The military says troops supported by air assets launched a coordinated search and rescue operation that led to the victims' release, while efforts continue to rescue the remaining victims. Senior reporter Jesse Tafida has more.
What began as a day of examinations quickly turned into a desperate fight for survival. Armed terrorists stormed the technical secondary school in Lassa, while students were sitting for their NECO examinations, abducting several candidates and teachers. But within hours, troops of Operation Hardin K swung into action, supported by intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft, as well as strikes platforms from the air components. Ground forces tracked the fleeing terrorists through the Dago axis. The operation soon developed into a first-gun battle. Military authorities say the troops outmaneuvered the insurgents, inflicted casualties on the fleeing terrorists, and recovered 7 motorcycles used during the attack. Most importantly, 10 abducted victims, including NECO candidates and teachers, were rescued unharmed and are now receiving the necessary care and support.
Today being 29th of June, we are admitted in our school. So when the terrorists are taking us to the bush, and an aircraft was hovering over us. So as long as they heard the sound of the aircraft, they will just disperse and then disappear. Then along the line, we had a gunshot from the soldiers. So when we had the gunshot, so the terrorists were dispersed, and then we now begin to escape. And then the soldiers were able to rescue us from them.
The military says operations remain ongoing to rescue the remaining victims and ensure those responsible are brought to justice. The operation, however, came at a heavy price. One soldier of Operation Hardin K and a member of the Civilian Joint Task Force lost their lives during the exchange of fire. The theater command described them as heroes whose courage and sacrifice reflect the unwavering commitment of security forces and local volunteers in protecting lives and communities. Military authorities also say security has since been reinforced across the affected communities to safeguard schools and prevent a recurrence. Operation Hardin K also noted that the attack reflects what it describes as the desperation of terrorist groups who are increasingly targeting vulnerable civilians as sustained military operations continue to degrade their capabilities. The military has appealed to residents to remain vigilant, provide timely intelligence, and rely only on verified information as operations continue. While the rescue of 10 victims offers renewed hope to families affected by the attack, security forces say the operation is far from over. Troops remain on the trail of the fleeing terrorists as efforts continue to rescue the remaining victims and strengthen security around vulnerable communities and schools across the state. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.